Hey, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to bring this video to you because since I've started back up in playing paintball again, I've had a lot of people ask me what kind of gear I'm using in the paintball videos. I mean, obviously, it's just me, my son, and my daughter. But I've had a lot of people ask me, what gear we use, what gear they recommend. I'm obviously no professional. I've played quite a few years of paintball during my high school years, and I've just recently jumped back into it with the kids, as you guys have seen during our paintball videos. So I started looking at other people's videos online, and there's actually some pretty entertaining, it's just neat to see what other people use and what they play with. And there's a lot of videos out there of people doing what's in my gear bag, and it's mainly just for you guys, for my my subscribers that maybe play paintball, maybe you're wanting to play paintball. You want to know what some good gear is to get. Everything obviously in here is personal preference, so everything I have is truly just my personal preference. You don't have to have everything. It's just what I like to wear when I go out there. So this video is probably going to be pretty long, probably a good 25 minutes, maybe even half an hour long, just depending on how fast I go. It may not even be that long, but I'm going to go through everything in detail. So if you guys are interested in getting into paintball, then stay tuned and kind of check out what I've got, and you guys can kind of compare as to what you want and don't need. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Right off the bat, I have a Planet Eclipse Stretch Poison gear bag. Unfortunately, you cannot get this gear bag anymore. This was a limited edition. The only reason I got it is I spent days and days and hours scouring the internet for this bag after getting back into paintball, and you guys know my favorite colors are the green and black, as you guys can see with my PC behind me. Couldn't find this bag. Every website said no longer in stock, and I found one website or a company in California that had it. They were kind enough to send it out to me. It was CC Paintball out of Southern California, so thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. Stretch Poison Planet Eclipse gear bag. Really, really nice gear bag. Does have rollers on it. Does have the little latch over here, so you can pull on it and use it if you're going it's obviously a pretty heavy bag. I have to say this bag is probably a good 45 pounds, maybe even 50 pounds. It's a pretty heavy bag with all my gear in it. The front of it here does have a little slide pocket here. I don't really use it that often, but it is there if you do need it. It only has that side pocket there, and it has a front pocket right over here with a little Velcro flap, and it's got an ID patch in there, so if you want to write your phone number, your name, your address in case the bag gets lost or stolen. Obviously, if it's stolen, they're not going to return it to you. But either rate, you've also got a little pouch right along the side here that I keep a couple of little things in. I've got an extra Planet Eclipse Stretch Poison barrel sock. I've got another barrel sock there, and then I've got an HK Army bag, which actually comes with my goggles. It's just a little bag that you carry it in, but I obviously don't use it because I have another bag for that. So I'll kind of throw that off to the side there, but it's a little pouch here that you can keep some stuff in. I just keep those tiny little items in there. We'll jump into the front pouch here. This little side pouch here actually opens up just like that, and then you can fold it off to the side just like so. We'll scoot up a little bit closer for you guys. First off, I've got in here are my Planet Eclipse knee pads. Really, really good to have. Obviously not a must, but I recommend them just because, as you guys see in a lot of my videos, I do a lot of sliding. I don't really do a lot of diving and stuff, but I do a lot of sliding, and these things really help for not just tearing up your knees throughout the day. They're really, really good. They just have a little Velcro. You open them up, slide your knee inside the little neoprene parts of it here, strap it on, and then they go right on your knee. They're super, super soft, super durable, really lightweight and breathable too. What's kind of cool is on the back of them here, you can actually take out the material, the padding inside there. You can still wash these though, if you really wanted to. I wash my gear after every time I'm playing because you get all hot and sweaty out there, and it's good to wash your gear. But knee pads are definitely, for me, a must anyway. For you, it's kind of debatable depending on your play style. Next item I have in my bag is a carbon fiber Exalt lens case. I like to have different lenses for different types of scenario. I'll kind of open it up here and show you guys what I've got. I've got 3 different lenses in here. I have a mirror lens, I have a smoke lens, and then I have my scorch lens there. And I have a bluish green lens currently on my mask now. But this is definitely, if you guys are spending the money on these lenses, some of these lenses can range anywhere from $20 to $30, even $40 per lens. And I have these little microfiber towels that came with the case that you put in between each lens so that way they don't rub against each other. And it's obviously a hard shell case that Exalt makes that keeps your lenses safe and intact, because that's, I don't know what, $40, $80, $120 worth of lenses right there. So you definitely want to keep those safe and not get scratched up. So that's definitely a must if you have a bunch of lenses. Obviously, if you're new to paintball or getting into it, this is just one of those things you don't have to have. Next item I've got in the bag is my actual mask. I also have a carbon fiber Exalt mask case. I was using the regular case that you saw right over here. This one here, obviously it's just a little baggy. It's not going to protect your mask too much. Whereas this one is a hard case to keep your mask safe. And it's just got a little zip tie here that you pull open with this mesh netting. You fold it over, and it's actually got microfiber inserts on the inside of it to keep your mask safe. The mask that I currently use now is the HK Army KLRs. They're the slime green editions there, and I've got the blue lens on it, and I've got the Contour HD camera mount lens that I've put on the side of the lens there, so whenever I can record and all that other stuff. Really, really comfortable mask. I enjoy it. I actually used the Dye i4s for a couple of weeks and I just couldn't breathe in them. I didn't really enjoy them too much. But these ones here have a much squishier foam in it. Just the lens overall is a really high quality lens. I really enjoy HK Army's products. Really good stuff. So if you guys are looking for a starter mask, I believe this one's $130. They can get up there in price. They can even get down into the 30s or 40s if you guys are going for something cheap. But definitely check out the HK KLRs. Really, really good mask. I enjoy those. Really comfortable, breathable. I like them a lot. Next item in this part of the bag is my hopper. Alright, so this one is the HK Army TFX hopper. Let me grab my remote here so I can zoom in for you guys just a little bit. So basically, this hopper is actually fairly new. It actually has been out just for a little while, but here, I'll get up a little closer that way. So there you guys go. There's the black on black HK Army TFX loader. I put the green speed feed on it. For those of you guys who don't know what speed feeds are, it just allows you to not have to worry about popping open a lid. You could just pour your paint and it just falls in through these little fingers here, right inside there. What I love about this hopper is I actually had a Dye R2 hopper, but what I love about this one is the ease of tearing it apart. It's simply just by opening the lid, flipping this tab back here, the hopper's already in half. Then you have the tray, you push this button, and boom, just like that, you've broken it all apart. Then you can get into the swoop stack stuff here, clean all that other stuff out if you need to. If you're break paint or somebody shoots you inside the hopper, like I got shot inside the hopper. I was holding the gun down and somebody shot right inside the hole of my hopper and knocked all my paint around. And so cleaning is a breeze with this thing. Super, super nice. What's cool about it is you got the green LED, my favorite color, so that worked out actually pretty good. Really nice hopper, very, very nice. So that is the HK Army's TFX. It actually comes with this EXO hard case as well. It's a little hard case for your hopper. They're the only company, by the way, that includes the hard case for your hopper. If you guys are looking for a good hopper, everybody else just gives you it. This one actually gives you a hard case. Because if you're spending the money, some of these hoppers, like the Dye R2, goes for $250. This one was $200, so you want to keep your investments protected by all means. I mean, that's expensive equipment you're out there running around and playing with. So that wraps it up for that part of our bag there. So we'll go ahead and widen the frame a little bit. Scoot the bag over. You got your Velcro double handle for carrying, double zipper, and then it opens up into the main compartment of our bag. So right off the bat, I'll kind of show you what I got in these top compartments here. This compartment here, this clear baggy part, I just keep all the manuals. I have the TFX loader, I've got my gun manual, any other manuals, I just keep all right here for easy access in case I'm ever out and about and need to access them. In this pouch here, I have the X radar. It's actually a chronograph that I can keep with me. So that way, if I'm ever on the field and need to chrono my gun for whatever reason, I just rest it on my barrel, push and hold the button, and shoot my gun. And this little digital display will tell me exactly what my FPS is on my gun. Really, really good to have. I'm not sure why refs at our local fields don't carry these things, because it's really good to chrono people's guns occasionally and actually in between games. So definitely this is something you don't have to have. I just choose to have it. That way I can just chrono my gun myself and not have to use their chronographs or maybe wait in line, you know, something like that. Next pouch up here, I have my Contour Roam 2 HD 1080p camera. This is the camera that you guys see all my paintball footage on. This is the camera that I use here that slides into my mask. So I'll kind of show you guys real quick. It slides and locks into my mask just like that. So that's what I use right there whenever I'm out playing and recording. That way you guys can see my point of view and exactly what I'm doing out there is because of this little camera and that bracket that I've put under my mask. Really good camera. I know a lot of people out there use GoPros. I've used a GoPro. I'll tell you right now, this one is an insanely good camera. Very easy to use if you guys are ever wanting to record your paintball content, or just any content for that matter. But you literally pop the hatch back here, that flips open, you plug in a little USB cable to your computer, import it right to your desktop, and you're done. Start uploading. GoPros are a little more in depth. You got to pull out the HD card, the little SIM cards, and you can. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, the end of the world. It's just a little bit more in depth on everything you've got to do. So, but that's everything in these little top pouches here. I keep all the little stuff in these top little pouches because I just don't want them to get damaged or anything like that. So, really kind of cool to keep this sort of stuff up there. So, all right. So, top lid is complete. We now have the main compartment of the bag here. First off, we have my Planet Eclipse padded jersey. This is something that I definitely recommend to you guys, or girls out there for that matter, that are playing paintball that want to soften the blow of the paintballs a little bit. My daughter uses it. My son doesn't. I use it occasionally, just depending on, you know, if I'm playing out there and I'm noticing a lot of people getting overshot and stuff like that, I'll put it on. Mainly just for the rib protection here. Getting shot in the ribs kind of sucks a little bit, but it's really, really good. It's a Planet Eclipse G2 padded jersey. You got the padding on the front, you got padding on the back. The shoulders, obviously, I've been shot and riddled up my arms. This doesn't really do too much, but I can tell you that the rib padding is super, super thick and dense, so that doesn't obviously alleviate the sting or the pain of being shot in the ribs, but it does help with that. So if you guys are interested in playing paintball, I know there's a lot of little kids out there that I see playing. They've got hoodies and a pair of jeans on. They come out, you know, just a couple weekends ago I was playing and there was a couple of kids that came out crying because they got shot in the chest and whatnot. So for the parents out there that might be watching this, you guys are interested in playing paintball, definitely check out the padded jerseys, the padded gear. It really helps out the little ones on getting hit. Like I said, I even wear it. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that say, I'm not going to wear it, but it's personal preference. It's up to you. Definitely recommend the padded gear for kind of lessening that impact a little bit. Next item, we have my HK Army rebuild mat. Basically, anytime I come back from a gaming weekend, I break this out, put all my guns and all my parts and grease and tools on this mat. It kind of helps you because they've got little compartments and it's all rubberized, so that way your screws don't get lost. It's even got a little O-ring sizer here, so if you need to change an O-ring and you don't know what size it is, you place it on this little chart and it tells you exactly what size the O-ring is, and you've got different parts and pieces. So if you don't know how to put something back together, you can line it up accordingly and kind of assist you in, you know, putting something back together that you may not be familiar with. Alright, so next item up for grabs is my Freak barrel kit. Like I said, the rebuild mat, completely optional. You can lay out a towel. When I played years and years ago, I just laid out a regular bath towel, you know, on the dinner table and just did my work there. The only problem with dinner table, like towels, is you get the little fine lint in your lube or your screws, stuff like that, whereas the rebuild mat you don't. Not the end of the world, but, you know, just throwing that out there. Freak barrel kit. This is definitely not something you have to have. It's more of just a nice accessory. But as you guys can see in the top, I have all these little inserts. Those are all for different sizes of paint from around the world. So let's just say I go to Florida, where it's a lot more humid, the paintballs are a little bit bigger, or if I go somewhere colder like Canada, or, you know, or something like that. All of these different inserts you can put into your barrels. And then here's the actual Freak barrel kit here. So you have the back and you have the front. And here's the insert I was talking about here. So I'm currently using the 687. That's what my local paintball field's paint size is up to, is a 687. So what's cool is no matter what climate you're playing in, this Freak barrel kit allows you to stick an insert in and it sizes the paint for you. So, you know, I mean, if you're having issues at a local field and you can't quite get your paint to shoot right, maybe a Freak insert is something for you. It's not mandatory. Obviously, you can just buy a gun and play, but if you really want to get, you know, down to, you know, critiquing the sizes of paint and having it shoot properly and get a more straighter shot, then an insert kit is definitely something right up your alley. Next up for grabs, we have my Planet Eclipse cleats. I have like paint shells and stuff falling off, but these are my Planet Eclipse cleats here. I do recommend cleats. I can tell you right now that even starting back into paintball again, you slip and slide on that AstroTurf like there's no tomorrow. I've fallen, my kids have fallen down until I've gotten them cleats. I can't recommend to you enough. Cleats are definitely a must when it comes to playing paintball. Regular shoes, you slip and slide all over the place. So definitely a cleat is a must to go with that padding I was talking about a little while ago. Next item up for grabs is my paintball pants. Now, obviously, you don't have to have paintball pants. You know, it's not mandatory. But paintball pants are nice because they are much thicker. They have padding built into them. These ones are HK Army paintball pants. They do have lots of padding inside. They have hip protection padding installed in them. They have tough, I mean, just listen, they're almost like snowboard pants. Best way I can describe it is they're almost like snowboarding pants. They have Velcro around the ankles so you can tighten them up, and, you know, so that way they're not dragging around everywhere. They do have squeegee pouches for you to put your squeegees into for cleaning out your barrel. They do have 2 pockets right around the hip area. They do also have little Velcro pockets down here, which I like to keep like an Allen key in for, you know, changing velocity in your gun if you ever need to on the spot, that sort of stuff. They do not have any crotch protection. I can tell you that right now. For those of you who are going to ask, they have no groin/crotch protection. They do have these little vented areas though, this little mesh venting for breathability. But I can tell you right now that if you get shot in the balls, if you're a guy, or, you know, just shot in the crotch area, no matter if you're a guy or a girl, these are not going to protect you. So just keep that in mind when you're picking up paintball pants. But they do have hip and tailbone support, so for falls and slides and stuff like that. Really good pants. back when I played paintball years and years ago, I didn't wear paintball pants. I just wore like swishy jogger pants. So it's really kind of nice to see how far paintball has come to where we actually have like our own separate gear now. But definitely something to look into. These are a little pricey. Paintball pants, I believe, are about $170 for a good pair of paintball pants. These ones are HK Army, so they're, you know, higher end stuff. You can get dye pants, Planet Eclipse, whatever is your personal preference. I just chose HK Army because they were all black and it kind of goes with my setup. So there is that. Next up, I have a Planet Eclipse stretchy t-shirt. It's a very stretchy, breathable t-shirt. Because what happens is sometimes maybe I'll wear like my bounce vest or my padded jersey, and I'll just wear this on top. I don't feel like wearing like jerseys and arm pads. Maybe I'm not going to go all out that day. I can just put on like maybe just this t-shirt or something like that. Super, super breathable material. It's like a stretchy material that Planet Eclipse makes. Super breathable, keeps you nice and cool. Obviously, again, it's not something mandatory. It's just something that I prefer to wear. I just kind of change my attire from time to time depending on my play style for that day. Next item in here is my HK Army jersey. This goes to the whole t-shirt thing. It just depends on how all out I'm going to go. But here is my HK Army jersey. It actually has a little bit of chest padding in it, a little bit of shoulder padding. It does have a little bit of elbow padding, not elbow pads, but elbow padding, like very, very thin padding. So just so you know, if you think you can get away with this without wearing elbow pads, you're sorely mistaken. It's also got little wrist holes here. They're almost like little mini gloves. So if I were to stick my hand into here, you can actually stick your hand into it, and it turns into like a little mini glove, so you can still shoot and all that, and it still gives you some protection. It does have a little bit of padding right along the back of your hand and your wrist. It does help a lot, but your fingers are still exposed, so if you want to wear gloves, you can still wear gloves over this. I do it, just so you guys are aware of that. I try and go into as much detail as I can with my gear, because like myself, I was watching reviews on this jersey and I'm like, well, can I wear gloves with it? Yes, you can. I do have extra large gloves that I do put over this, and it works just fine. So there is the front of the jersey, and there is the back. This is a HK Army jersey. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not, but you guys can kind of see the color scheme I'm going with. Everything's going to be slime, green, and black. That's just my favorite colors. But there is my jersey. It is kind of breathable. It is a little warm. As you guys can see down the left side here, probably not. I keep saying as you guys can see, but you probably can't. But right along here, there's little perforations all down the rib side here. It's going to help with breathability. Is it going to keep you cool? No. These things are still pretty warm when you're running around out there, but it is a jersey. You know, it is nice to have. It does have a little bit of extra padding to go with a padded under jersey like I wear, so it does help a lot. And you know, it's an HK Army jersey. Looks pretty cool. Next item I have are my slide shorts. These are the Planet Eclipse Overload slide shorts. I put these on underneath my paintball pants because they do have extra hip protection in case I do hit the ground a little harder. They do have very minimal groin protection. When I mean minimal, it sounds like paper. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. It's a thin piece of little padding that goes into your groin area, so keep that in mind too. This is not going to protect you. You get shot, you're going to feel it, and you're going to be a few tones higher pitched on your voice for the next little while. It does have hip protection, lower leg protection, and they are like a spandex stretchy material. These are the Planet Eclipse Overload slide shorts. Not mandatory, but definitely recommended. Definitely something nice to have that extra padding on your hips and your lower leg. I have been shot here before. You still bruise obviously from shots because you're getting shot with a gun that's ranging anywhere from 270 to 300 feet per second. But this definitely lessens the blow. It is very breathable material, stretchy material. I recommend these. Not mandatory, but they're just nice to have if you do a lot of sliding like I do. It lessens the impact. Plus, with the amount of padding you have, you just slide right into these bunkers. It's really nice to have some slide shorts. Definitely check into those. Next item I've got are my elbow pads. These ones I recommend. You do a lot of crawling, you do a lot of sliding, you do a lot of like posting up and shooting, that sort of stuff. The elbow pads are a must. Same as the knee pads, these are the Planet Eclipse Overload elbow pads. They actually have like little thumb holes here, so that way whenever you're wearing them and you put them on, your thumb actually pokes through like this, and you have these on like that. So they actually stay on, so that way when you're sliding they don't ride up on you. Really good to have. They also have these little ventilation holes all throughout to kind of keep you cool. They have perforation and spandex stuff on the inner part of your arm. Do they keep you cool? Obviously a little bit. You're still going to get super hot in these things when you're running around. I can tell you when I peel all this gear off, it is like sopping wet in sweat. I mean, you're wearing this much gear, you're running around, especially in an indoor field, you're going to get hot. There's a lot of companies out there that are like, oh, they're super breathable, you don't get very hot on this sort of stuff. Don't buy into the marketing. I can tell you right now, any part of this gear, you're going to sweat in it, you're going to get hot. It's very heavy duty padded material. These elbow pads are very nice. I do recommend getting some elbow pads. It doesn't have to be these. Any of this gear doesn't have to be the exact same stuff, but elbow pads are definitely something I highly recommend when playing some paintball. Next item I've got is a Planet Eclipse beanie. Obviously, again, it's not mandatory, but I wear headgear because I shave my head. So getting shot directly in the head by a paintball sucks. It hurts. I'll tell you that right now. So what I do is I have an HK Army headband. I'll actually have the headband on my head. As you guys can see on the front or on the back of it, it's got like this little towel cover for the headband. That actually helps kind of soak up the sweat when you're running. So I actually have the headband on my head. And then I wear the beanie on top of the headband to give you that double protection. So you've got the beanie protection and the headband protection. Now the padding on this is also very minimal. It's like maybe 1/8 of an inch of padding on there. Nothing to write home about. But it definitely helps you if you get shot. I've been shot in the forehead a few times without wearing anything, and it leaves a pretty good knot on your head. So definitely some sort of a headband or a beanie. Doesn't have to be HK Army. Doesn't have to be Planet Eclipse. Just a beanie or some sort of hat or head protection will help. I know they make padded padded paintball hats now you can get, but this is what I wear. Definitely helps out a lot. I recommend some sort of head protection because getting shot in the head, especially with no hair like me when I shave my head, it does, you do feel it. Next item up, I have some HK Army gloves. I do recommend gloves if you guys don't have the jerseys or anything like that covers your hands. Gloves are definitely something I highly recommend. Getting shot in the hand does hurt. These ones here are the fingerless gloves. So it has your trigger fingers that are open and it covers your back fingers. It does have some padding right there. It does have backhand padding and some wrist padding, a little Velcro strap to keep it on. Does have wrist and palm underneath padding and little gel pieces to kind of keep gripping on the gun a little easier. And right here where the white pieces are, it's like a little gel material that helps you, grip the gun a little easier while shooting. So obviously, again, it doesn't have to be HK Army gloves, but I recommend gloves in general. I can't stress that because if you're going to be diving into things, you don't want to be scraping your hands on grass and dirt and rocks. Or if you're playing in an indoor field, a lot of these indoor fields, the floors are super slimy from all the paint. You don't want to, so gloves are definitely a must on that side of things. Next up is I have an HK Army tank top. This goes back to depending on what I want to wear for the day. Obviously not mandatory. I just have an HK Army tank top. So basically, if I don't want to wear my jersey for the day, I'll wear my Planet Eclipse t-shirt, maybe my padded jersey, and then this on top of it, just because. It all just depends. Now, obviously, this is super breathable, super stretchy, super lightweight. It's a tank top after all. So this, yes, will be 100% much more breathable than wearing jerseys and everything else. So if you guys don't want to wear like the jerseys and all the fancy stuff, get yourself maybe like a padded vest, get yourself a tank top to throw over it, and call it good. Really nice quality stuff there. Next up, my tank. This is my Ninja tank. It is a 68 4500 psi. It's the Ninja Super Light Series tank with the HK Army cover on the back of it there. The cover is there for your shoulder, so when you're shooting, it goes right. I'm trying to get in the frame, but when you're shooting, the little rubber backing on it helps keep it in your shoulder, so that way when you're shooting, it's not sliding and slipping like how smooth the tank is. But that is my Ninja Super Light tank. I do have, right here is where the fill valve is, the nipple. I have a little magnetic Ninja cover that I've put on there to keep that protected and paint. I've also got a little thread protector on the top, so when you're traveling and packing your gear, your threads don't get chewed up and you won't be able to use this tank. I can tell you right now, these tanks are very expensive. It's even got the Ninja Pro V2 regulator on there as well. Really nice, super light tanks. If you guys are getting into paintball, maybe you guys are a younger kid, not very strong on holding all this sort of stuff, definitely check out the carbon fiber compressed air tanks. The steel tanks are very, very heavy. These ones are super light, even when filled, so keep that in mind when picking out a tank. The Ninja Super Light carbon fiber tanks are definitely something to look at on that aspect. Next item, you're going to need excuse me, a pod pack. Now, you don't need necessarily this one, but a pod pack will help you out. I see a lot of guys on the field, like rentals, first timers, that sort of stuff, and they said they've played a few times, and they're carrying like little baggies of paint in their pockets. I can tell you right now, if you're carrying a little Ziploc baggie of paint in your pocket, or you're carrying something like that, it's going to fall out, you're going to squish it, you're going to break it, and then you're out however much you spent on that paint. Even if you just go to Walmart and just buy one of these buy a clear one, then, you know, then do that. At least it kind of helps you out. But a pod pack is going to help you out. This one that I use is the HK Army 0G. It's a 4+3+4 pod pack. And what that means is I can carry 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and then, or I should say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can carry up to 11 pods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can carry up to 11 pods. That's almost a half a case of paint I can carry on me at one given time. Now, the reason why they call this the 0G is because it doesn't have straps. The pods I used to use back in the day used to have little straps that you would have to Velcro and rip off. This one does not. So that way when you're running all over the place, these are not going to come out. Why? It's because they have a tension control system built in with Velcro that allows you to adjust your pods. So that way when you're pulling it out, you can see how tough that is. That's not going to come out anywhere. So when you're running and playing, that is not going to come out. And it's even got little elastic pieces, which is like an eject system. It's got elastic that helps eject your pod. And these are just some generic Gen X Global pop top. You know, I've actually got some dye lock lids, some lime green dye lock lids coming. Basically what those are is you push a button and the lid flips. Whereas this one, if I'm sliding, these can get popped open, and I've lost several pods of paint because of that. Obviously the pros, you know, don't care. They're sponsored, they're getting all the paint, but whereas me, as I'm paying for it, if I slide into a bunker and that pops open and all my paint spills, you know, there goes, you know, $5 to $10 worth of paint laying on the ground. So definitely something to look into with a pod pack. Like I said, I use the HK Army 0G. It has really amazing lumbar support in the back. It's got this gel insert here, adjustable pad for putting on. So I do recommend a pod pack of some sort. Doesn't have to be necessarily something fancy like this, but I can tell you that you can probably pick up some cheapy ones on Amazon or Walmart just to carry some pods in for, you know, pretty cheap. So I do recommend a pod pack of the sorts. Let's see, next item. Inside the actual bag itself, I don't know if you guys can see, you've got a pouch that runs along here, two pouches that run along here. What's another cool thing before I get into the pouches about this bag is it's this crinkly, like tarp style material on the inside of the bag. So that way if you get paint or mud or anything inside here, you can completely wipe this thing out and it's not cloth to where it's going to get ruined. Inside this pouch, I just keep AA batteries, 9 volts. I keep all sorts of batteries and stuff in here for whenever I'm out on the field. 9 volts and AA batteries are the things you will need and use the most. So definitely, if you guys are starting to get into paintball, make sure you guys keep some 9 volts and batteries on you. In this pouch here, I just have all my miscellaneous stuff, like the little straps for the bags. I've got an extra headband in here. I've got the spikes to my cleats, in case I ever need to wear spikes if I'm out in the grass or anything like that. I've got the spikes to my cleats in there in case I ever need to wear those. Those are good to have too. That comes actually with the Planet Eclipse cleats. On the other side of this pouch, right over here, all I've got in here is a couple of microfiber towels. You can pick these up at any local Walmart for like $5 a piece or something like that. I can't recommend these enough. The reason I have two is when you come back from playing paintball, you know, you're in between games, you got paint all over your lens or something like that, you can use this to wipe your lenses off. You can use this one to clean your gear. What I usually do is I use this one for wiping paint and this one for just wiping my head off or sweat or something in between matches, because I can tell you that when you come back, you're hot, your adrenaline's pumping, you're sweaty. I use the towel side of it and just wipe the sweat off and that and whatnot. So those work out really, really well for cleaning and sweat and that sort of stuff. And I also have my barrel squeegee. It's the Exalt slime green barrel squeegee. Obviously it folds in half and goes into that pants pocket of my paintball pants I was showing you. So as soon as you pull it out, it actually springs outwards. That way you can stick the squeegee side of it here inside your barrel, squeegee it out, flip it around, stick the cotton side of it in there, buffs it out. That way it removes all the paint. You can get right back to shooting again. Squeegees are definitely a must if you're going to get your own paintball gear, because you occasionally break balls. You need to squeegee that paint out in order to keep shooting straight. Paintballs are a water-soluble material, so as soon as they touch any sort of liquid, they start shooting all corkscrew and do not go straight. So definitely keep that in mind when you're out there playing. Last but not least is my gun. This one is the Stretch Poison gun bag, also another item that is no longer available. It's a Planet Eclipse Stretch Poison gun bag. It does not come with the gear bag. I bought this separately because the guns themselves come with like soft cases or hard cases or something like that. All the guns, or the gun that you've been seeing in my current videos, is the Planet Eclipse Geo 3.5. I just sold that gun and bought this gun. Actually, it just arrived today, so it hasn't even been shot yet, so you guys are actually going to see it for the first time as well, until I record a video with it, of course. In the front pouch here, I've got all my tools. I have some Planet Eclipse lube, some more lube there. I've got tools, O-rings, all sorts of other stuff in there. It's like my little tool bag as well for my gun. On the back side, if you flip it around and flip this tab up, is where you keep your barrels. I actually have my freak barrel set over there, but I have my gun barrel here. That way you can put up to you can put up to 2 barrels in here. And I've just got the back and the front to my barrels here. And my Stretch Poison barrel sock. You have to have a barrel sock. That's what covers your barrel whenever you're not playing. You have to have that on. And last but not least is my gun. This is the brand new SP Shocker RSX. Literally brand new. Just came out. So I have not even shot it yet. The Shocker itself comes with a 2-piece freak barrel set, all-American tip with a back, and it actually comes with the same insert I use at my local paintball field, which is awesome, which is the 687 freak insert. So if you guys are interested in the Shocker gun, this one comes with a freak ready insert barrel setup, just like that. 2-piece goes together just like this. Boom. Barrel is now put together. Got my gun. Put the barrel together just like this. And that is the brand new Shocker RSX paintball gun, paintball marker. Really, really cool. Like I said, I haven't even shot this thing yet. just came out of the box today. It's got a little active OLED board here. Turn that on. Shows you the little display there and everything of what you're shooting at. The green flashing lets you know that the gun is on and ready, but nothing's in the breech. As soon as you put my finger into the breech, it senses there's a ball in there now and it turns solid. Now it's flashing, nothing else is in there. Right here is where you attach your tank. It's got a little twist valve ASA, which is your on and off for your air. So you twist it and it engages the air. Really, really cool gun. What I like about this gun, and I know some people that are probably into paintball are wondering why I would turn in a Geo for this. Because for the price I paid for one Geo 3.5, I was able to pick up 2 shockers and give one to my son and buy one for myself. So I thought it was kind of fair. Instead of me having the high-end marker, everybody was able to benefit from it. So that's why I sold the Geo and picked up the Shocker RSX. Another good feature about this gun is on the back right here, the bolt assembly. If I push this button, that bolt pops out and reveals the bolt. This is what makes all the magic happen. These are all the O-rings you've got to grease and take apart and clean after every weekend of play. This is what allows your gun to work. This little piece here is the one that pops in and out and shoots your paintballs. Slide it back in, locks back into place, and you're ready to shoot. Super, super light gun. This is the lightest gun on the market right now. I think it's weighing in at just over a pound. Super light gun. Efficiency tests have been really good on it. The hopper I have is also the lightest hopper on the market, the TFX full experience loader. So I'm excited to check this out this weekend. I'm really, really stoked to go play with it. I'll let you guys know how it shoots. Obviously, you guys are going to see the videos, so you guys are going to be able to see exactly how good this gun shoots. From videos that I've seen, this thing shoots laser beams. Like, it shoots straight, it shoots efficient, and it shoots good right out of the box. So I'm very, very excited to check that out. But at any rate, guys, that should conclude and wrap up my paintball gear bag. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's probably going to be a long video. I do apologize for that. But like I said, for those of you guys that are getting into paintball, let me see if I can move this out of the way. I can talk to you guys a little bit. There we go. So, for those of you guys wanting to get into paintball, you know, starting out, or maybe just, you know, like me, I've been playing paintball for a while, and I just like to just check out other people's gear bags, kind of see what they're using, kind of see what they're playing with, and kind of go from there. But at any rate, guys, this is my 2015 paintball setup. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, it's a really, really fun sport. It is a kind of an expensive sport, so if it's something that you guys are looking to get into, just keep that in mind. Do you have to get all this to play paintball? Absolutely not. My first time, I went out there, like I said, in jeans and a hoodie, and I mean, that's really all you need. Just go out there and have fun. The fields all have rental guns. Obviously, nothing like this. They're going to give you, you know, like Titmans and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, and a generic hopper and maybe a pod and a goggle system. But it's definitely something to start you out, to see if you like the sport, see if it's something you want to get into. Get shot a few times. If you don't like it, hey, you know, you had fun. If you do like it and want to get into it, I do recommend checking out ansgear.com. That's where I picked up probably 90% of my gear was on ANS Gear. Definitely a good website to check out. That's ansgear.com, in case I was saying it too fast for you guys. But at any rate, guys, sorry for keeping this video so long. I just wanted to go through everything in detail for those of you guys looking to get into paintball, for those of you that are into paintball, or for those of you that just subscribed to my channel just for the gaming content and just wanted to see what kind of equipment I use for paintball. So there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my 2015 gear bag paintball setup. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video.